Oh no, I've been tired since noon. I got a flu shot today, and now that's
flu shot. Okay, I got you.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, you already took. Yeah, you already took it. What's it called? Yeah. You're right.
All right, then, but we'll try to speed this along then. All right, welcome everyone. This is Media Marauders. This is Max, Mr. Thomas,
Booger Sugar,
and also King. Gentlemen, as you can see, we're a man short. We're a man short that can't assist in the tomfoolery tonight. James, wherever you are, man. Oh, you're out doing your own thing. He's traveling, gold travel. I think he's at a wedding. I'm not putting your business out there. I'm just saying.
He ain't got other friends. He's no.
he just couldn't make it. He got stuck in the gym. All right, got you.
He's moving that weight from what I heard.
All right.
Lifting weights. He's lifting weights. Come on.
Jesus. We this shouldn't be our inside joke. I'm sorry. I don't ever want this to be our inside joke.
It might be too late for that.
Yeah, I think it is a little too late for the people that are gonna look back and be like, "Oh, so that's where it came from." Just know I try to stop it.
Continuous run joke. It's good. I
try to stop it. Anyways, man. All right, man. How you fellas doing? First and foremost, how you guys doing? Y'all healthy? Y'all feeling safe? You guys are out there in the world, having got hurt. No one hates you or anything out there in the world. Not yet. No.
Well, someone hates me. I don't know why, but it's all good.
People hate me because of my job. Playing this.
People hate me because I'm so pretty. They hate me because I'm so pretty. God. I feel like a butterfly. I feel like a bee.
All right,
I'm
Ali,
so pretty.
relax,
Look at me.
Relax.
I'm so pretty.
Footwork. Nah, man. I'm glad to see you guys back. I'm glad to see you guys are safe and sound and all that. And I'm sure the audience and subscribers appreciate that too. Oh yeah, before we first and foremost, you guys haven't found out yet or noticed, we do have timestamps for these videos. There's gonna be topics that we talk about that you're not gonna be really interested in. I know today's topic might steer a bit away from what we normally talk about, which is anime, games, and manga, but I figure, knowing that first and foremost, I feel like I should really reiterate that a lot or start that off a lot to let people know, But if you guys don't have anything, we could jump in unless y'all have anything interesting that happened to y'all. Y'all want to let the viewers get more personal once y'all's birthdays? Y'all like taking long walks on the beach? Like, is there anything?
Oh, so we just can't continue lying to everybody? Like we.
How old is everyone? People like personal stuff.
I'll give them something personal. Follow me for the Hot Pocket theory.
Oh God, it's cocaine and now Hot Pocket. It's like, hey, what is our channel? What are we?
I have a seminar coming up.
Oh man, you know what? Nope, not gonna do it.
Is it too easy?
No, not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. Mm-mm.
I don't know if we should grace them with that just yet. Maybe we should kind of hold it off, or do your own channel where you talk about Hot Pockets. Maybe
me and Mr. Random will do a duo, separate video.
What is the idea of a Hot Pocket, real quick, for the viewers?
I can't go into it without giving them the whole theory. It's just, I also have to bring in the person who came up with it with me, so they could give the whole 360 view of the Hot Pocket theory.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that day. We can make sure
if he's presenting the Hot Pocket theory, I want to present the mud duck theory.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were. I knew you were. Yo, for the audience and subscribers, just know that whenever this moment happens, I never wanted it to happen. I was very adverse to it.
You just asked.
You did ask though. There's legitimately proof. Not even 30 seconds before we said it.
I'm just saying, I know there's people out there that might appreciate it and might find it interesting because there might be some logic to what you guys are saying. So I'm not even coming at y'all sideways.
There's always logic to someone's opinion. It just depends on what facts they're presenting with those opinions.
That's actually on point. Good one. I can't find a way to poke a hole there just yet, but get back to me later. Nah. All right. All right, man. I think that's enough for the intro. Enough silliness for the viewers.
Shout out Jim Gaffigan on that.
Oh God, these are my friends. It's funny. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Our big topic for today. I don't know if you guys. I know you guys know, but for the viewers and subscribers and people that constantly come back and like to watch us,
all three of you.
All three of us, right? I mean, all three of them. You're right. Netflix actually released Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle has always been someone that I've really enjoyed watching. His stand-ups have always been very well done. He's very funny guy. He has a lot of good. I feel like I see a lot of his insights, and I agree, or at least not even just agree. I kind of have to sit back and listen. He's one of those people that when he talks, you can't help but just absorb a lot of what he's saying, and kind of opens your mind a bit. I can't speak for y'all, but I'm saying that for myself.
Does he, though?
I mean, for me, I think he speaks on some funny social. Like, I know a lot of his stuff recently might be a little too heavy for some, but I could reference a lot back to, I think, one of his first Killing Them Softly, I think it was, for his DC show. That's always been one of my standouts for Dave Chappelle, other than, his TV series that was on Comedy Central for as long as it was, and now on Netflix if you want to stream and watch that. But yeah, he's always been a funny guy to me. I don't know, you guys feel the same?
I feel like he's gotten better from my perspective. And like I said, I know I wasn't always watching him when I was younger. I really didn't even know. I like, if it makes sense, I know he was on Def Comedy Jam a couple of times, but before he actually shown himself on Comic View, Comedy Central, apologize. I really know who he was before that. And don't get me wrong, I saw tidbits of him on certain movies, like what is it? Say it again.
Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence.
I seen him in Blue Streak, and then what was the other one?
Manson Tights.
Now something's gonna stand out. I'm hate myself now because I watched it recently.
Half Baked.
Not Half Baked, but one with Jada Pinkett Smith.
You talking about Woo?
Yeah, Woo. I seen him in Woo.
Lenny, what is it? Chicken hoe? Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Like, I feel
Big
like
Daddy likes chicken. Big Daddy like hoes.
just seeing different things like that, and like his stand. I mean, don't get me wrong, his stand-up cameos. His cameos stood out to me. I didn't know he was a comedian either like that, but when I put two and two together and I got older, I realized that. But like I said, I feel like he's gotten better as time has progressed, especially after his hiatus from Comedy Central and doing a show.
Yeah. What about you, Thomas? Have you always been a fan, or you kind of
My brain just stopped for like 5 seconds.
My bad.
I've been a fan partially, more so like after the Chappelle show. I know I've seen him in different shows, like King was saying, but I can't remember which ones I've seen him in. Like, I was thinking, like, when you said Blue Streak, I was like, he was in that? So he was in that. Like, I was in there. It was like, and I think I've seen Woo. So I'm like, oh. Like, I'm like, I don't think his word's gospel, but I enjoy what he says.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I feel like he's gotten better. He's gotten better in his ability to control his crowd and control his craft in the presence of people without getting tripped up in what he's saying.
Yeah, I enjoy his comedic style, like stand-up style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like really free verse. Like there's no real punch, especially with his most recent special that he did with Netflix, and we'll jump into that. But he's always had, I feel like a lot of his recent stand-ups, or not even all stand-ups to me, they don't feel like actual comedy stand-ups. They feel more like sitting down and just talking to someone. There's of course he has some callbacks to some of the jokes he does. I mean, certain moments he in the closer anyways with the most recent with Netflix. But it's not like the focus is the funny. The focus isn't the funny to me. It's more of the delivery of the story and what he's trying to evoke. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the vibe I get from him now. It feels more real and raw to me.
I definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I know you guys are like way more into the comedic. Like, you guys really watch stand-ups more. I mean, from what I've gathered from our show and talking to you guys personally, you guys tend to like really sit down and watch stand-ups. So I know you guys value these type of stand-ups more. So with that, I want to jump in. You about to say something? Someone's about to say something?
I would also like to think this is our the trilogy of our talk on Dave Chappelle, by the way.
Exactly. And I wanted to talk about that. Yeah, Dave Chappelle's been pretty much a consistent with our show so far.
Yeah.
Or our channel.
Right.
So yeah, we've given his flowers, and
yeah. And that's fair, and that's fair enough too, just because, like I said earlier, I feel like his journey has been wonderful to watch. you can tell the growth in what he's done and where if I compare him to if I had to compare him in a type of way, like you were saying earlier, Max, his ability to control the crowd or even have a sit down conversation with you and make it funny is what I appreciate about him and his comedic style at the current moment. Because he honestly was having a conversation with you and trying to clarify, but within the ability to clarify his conversation, he makes it comedic in somehow, some way, with the ability to recall and then with the ability to create another joke in that same moment too. So
yeah, I feel like anything with spoken word, like anything like an open dialogue with hundreds of people, thousands of people in front of you, it seems pretty intimidating, but he does it in such an ease that you can't help but like you said before, Tom's giving him his flowers. This dude knows how to control the crowd. Like he knows how to to present himself. But we won't get too much into the whole image of Dave Chappelle or just more of the words that he said, especially with this most recent, The Closer with under Netflix. Real quick, a little bit of backstory or a little bit of what he's done with Netflix, because I didn't really know this. He received $20 million per release comedy special deal with Netflix and released 6 stand-up specials under the deal. The Closer was the final stand-up with Netflix. A lot of people are kind of, I don't know if you guys knew that.
He that's why it was called The Closer.
Yeah. Well, I know the Closer, but I know he had a certain number of deals, but the 20 million, I didn't know he was making that much from just everything, the body of work. That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it for each stand-up? Or am I reading that wrong?
I'd have to actually.
I didn't see how it was written out. But say it again.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
It's received $20 million per release pre-release comedy special deal. So I'm assuming he got 20 pre.
I think he's got 20 mil.
He just got 20 million for all 6.
I feel like it's 20 mil for every episode. But like I gotta see it.
If it's pre, it means he was just given 20 mil up front. If it was per, it would be for every
episode or every stand-up.
And then that's also depending on what else is wrote out in that contract.
Either way, dude made a lot of money. He made a lot of money from it, regardless. You know what I mean? So
I feel like we had a conversation about his worth though too before he even did the stand-up though. So maybe, like I said, maybe he got that for this one in particular. I feel like we had a conversation about it previously too for his other ones too though. Like his deals on the front end. I'm
gonna have to call back to that. But no, man, I mean, this was just recently released. It released back on October 5th on Netflix. He did a quick little short for it with him and Morgan Freeman driving in the car. And Morgan Freeman, it was pretty funny, or it was funny to me, where he was doing some of the voice. Morgan Freeman was doing the voiceover, the dialogue for his final stand-up with Netflix, all that, and then Dave Chappelle says, "Well, shut the hell!" It was funny. It was funny to me because you don't see Morgan Freeman the whole time. You just think it's a monologue happening while he's driving. Anyways, so Dave Chappelle has been known throughout the past couple of years now, since he's been doing these specials, to kind of strike a chord with people within particular communities and lifestyles. This last stand-up that he did, it seemed a lot of people, a lot of trans people felt attacked because of the source material that he was mainly talking about, which was the LGBTQ community. There's other letters there, and I forget off the top of my head. Excuse me.
Community.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, but with the stand-up, I feel like Dave Chappelle made some pretty good points with a lot of strikes that are a lot of issues that's been happening. I know with the Me Too movement, he mentioned that. With the gay community, he mentioned that. But there's a lot of backlash right now from the trans community. I think right now there was 3 people suspended from Netflix that work for Netflix for going to a meeting to discuss, like, they wanted the Dave Chappelle, The Closer, to be scrubbed off the Netflix, the streaming service. So I followed a little bit on that, and it's just, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand the hate, because the way his delivery was, I heard jokes. Of course, he was joking, but he joked about white and black people in the same time, in the same breath as well at certain points. That Clifford joke was hilarious to me. Yeah, I thought that was legit funny. So going into the trend, like when he talked about Daphne Dorman, which was a woman that was a trans woman that was trying to get into the comedy scene. He was kind of joking on her how she wasn't very good, but she was like off stage. Apparently, she was hilarious to him.
Yeah.
And then and then shocking the crowd while finding out that she ended up committing suicide in 2019 by jumping off a building. That it really, I think it struck a chord with a lot of people that this man isn't hating on that community particularly. I think he just doesn't like the way they maneuver. And for him to say that he had a good friend in somebody that was a part of that community and even protected him when the trans community was coming at Dave Chappelle, Daphne Dorman was one of the ones to protect him and let him know, no, this man doesn't punch down on people. I like that quote what he said too, or what she said was more of the lines of, Dave Chappelle doesn't punch down on people. When he punches down on people, there's people that have power over you or above you. He doesn't punch down on you. He doesn't punch up to you. He punches directly at you, like punchlines or something like that.
He punches lines.
He punches lines, and I thought that was really good quote or really good words that she spoke on. So I don't know, man. I don't think Dave Chappelle was attacking them personally. My opinion, I don't think he was attacking them. I think he was not attacking them as, demonizing them. More of a sense of how you maneuver shines a bad light, or you're not really getting the message out there the way you want. I don't know. So, but that's kind of my 2 cents. I'm not riding the fence here, but I see Dave Chappelle as like someone that just was trying to shed light on something that he was way more eloquent than I would be. I don't know. How do y'all feel?
I think this comes down to an aspect of what a comedian can make fun of if he's a part of that culture / group. So a lot of people that can make fun of African Americans are going to be African American. A lot of people that make fun of white people can be a white person. But then when you start trekking into different how can I say, in different aspects, such as being homosexual, a straight man making a homosexual joke is going to come off more offensive than a homosexual making a homosexual joke. And so I think this is, from my opinion, once again, where Dave Chappelle rides that fine line of not being disrespectful of them, because he laid it out on the table for everybody that if you're listening to what I'm saying, I never attacked anybody in what I said. I'm explaining to you my opinion on how we can maneuver around these issues together. But at the same time, he's pointing out the fact that if you're attacking me, I'm just going to set it up as a joke for my stand-up and material, because of the fact that I'm a part of that material and I am the center of attention for that material. So why not use it as an aspect of ammo for my material as well? But like I said, I think for that aspect, before I go back to the beginning of what I said, was being a part of that community, not being a part of that community makes it tough for that community to accept his jokes in that fashion and form. But just to put it in as simple as I can without getting into why he can't do it, why I can't say it, or anything of that nature, there's going to be someone always in the back. If I make a joke about somebody Asian, I'm not Asian. If an Asian person heard the joke I was going to say, they'd be like, you can't say that because you're not in that cultural community. So I think that's from my aspect, that's where I feel like the trouble comes in for him and the LBGYT community in that aspect of having that joke. Do I know members of those communities that thought he was hilarious? Yeah, I honestly haven't had interaction with nobody that's had an issue with what he said. But once again, my circle isn't as big as the world. Once again, so it's just many different point of views, man. From my perspective, I feel like he laid the pathway for you to follow as he was going, trekking very carefully through landmines, not bombshells, but landmines, and tipping over them and saying, all right, I don't want to offend this here, but it's still part of my joke, and it still ended up being funny with being respect to everybody as well. And so I think his addition and proof of knowledge to show that the young lady, I'm sorry, got a name again.
Daphne Dorman.
Yeah, Daphne Dorman. Just having the fact that she was part of his life, and then having the ability to say that he was able to make those jokes and she found offense at the beginning, but changed her opinion about him, shows that he was really attempting to make a better stride towards it. And unfortunately, because of the fact that people didn't like him and what he was doing, and people bullied her, that she unfortunately took her life. And he didn't take that as a joke, but it was just added into his material, which made it very serious and understanding at the time.
I will say we don't know why she took her life.
He says it himself that. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, I get that. Retract that comment right there then. But I'm sorry, no, but I retract that comment. Apologize. Him having that relationship with her, I feel like, in my personal opinion, strengthens his side because of the fact that he has somebody in that same community not taking offense to him after getting to know him.
And even his family coming in, or her family coming in. My bad. I keep speaking.
Her daughter, right? Her daughter, right?
Mm-hmm. Her daughter and her two sisters. Apparently, like they really defended the hell out of Dave Chappelle. His standpoint, like it wasn't. Me personally, if someone's family is coming on stage saying, no, this isn't how we didn't take it like this. We didn't take it. We didn't feel offended.
He wasn't attacked by that though.
You said what?
They didn't attack him over that. Most people don't even know that part of the comedy video happened.
Yeah, they didn't really even bother with that. Is a lot of people are reading most of like the taglines for a lot of these videos, or what a lot.
It's the J.K. Rowling's joke.
Oh yeah, the turf.
Yeah, because she is that's part of it, because she's very she's
against.
It's not against, it's a situation where people are having, it's a discussion that's not really being had, as people talking at each other at that point. Because like explanatory comma, the whole J.K. Rowling situation is she doesn't believe trans women deserve
women like the
same rights as
a woman.
Cisgender women, because she doesn't believe they had that same struggle. They've had a different struggle, but she doesn't believe they had the same struggle that a cisgender woman had. So
yeah, I've heard that.
And that's when they started using the term turf. Was most of the time I ever heard anyone consider a turf was when they were talking about J.K. Rowling's. And then when he made the joke saying he's a turf, that those few words, I believe that's where they just heard that, and then they went.
But he explains how he's a turf. Like it was more the sense of I'm in my opinion, I believe there's only two genders. That's where he would say he believed that he was a turf.
Yeah, and they don't believe that should be an opinion. So it's a situation. It's not a for them. It's not a we care to hear where you are coming from at that point. It seems more along the lines of
dismissive and closed-minded.
Yeah, like some people are running with it wild. I've seen some media personalities, which they tend to do anytime it comes. So I feel like there's some people using his words in bad faith,
right?
Which are riling up other people,
which is nothing new.
Yeah. So because you can see the media narratives kind of switching left and right on what he's saying. Like people aren't really jumping out the window on it, but at first it was like all these people are angry at Dave Chappelle, which all the people who were angry were more so more like journalists and stuff were the ones who seemed angry at him. But then if you looked at almost every comment section, which that takes a lot. Like every time I came across, like, you know what? Read the article. Let me check the comment section. I rarely saw anyone siding with the article writer. So I'm like, all right. So now I'm getting the feeling there's more to this discussion than really is going on.
Yeah.
It's people with loud voices also are angry, so then they're making noise. So
it's I know it's a touchy subject.
And then it's a complicated subject though, because the way he talked about when he said he's a feminist, which was like he let the joke in layers, each joke, each punchline, each layer, and they didn't come across as mean spirited to me. And
me as well.
When he did that, it was I can see where he was coming from, and I'm like, but I'm not also that dug in on LGBTQ subjects. Like I'm one of those people, allies. Not I don't want to say ally like that, but I'm one of those people who believe they have the right to live their life without people harassing them. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm one of those people who's also like, you get some jokes, you can get them jokes. It's comedians what comedians gonna do. It's I don't think anyone who's really offended is a big comedy fan. Period. Like I would not be able to say I could figure any of these people who are really like anyone who's really, really angry at him. I don't think they go to comedy shows, and they might like skits and stuff, but I don't think they like stand up.
So can we say that this era, I mean, I know there's a lot, like I do it to myself. I torture myself by going on Twitter and reading a lot of people's comments because I'm just a nosy person in general. And I just want to see what this Twitter zeitgeist is, even though this is really affecting my brain. But I jumped in there and there's some comments in there, you know, everyone's saying you're so sensitive. Like, why you, like, you know, they're directing towards the people that are supportive towards the trans community or LGBTQ. You know, there's is this era sensitive or is
no?
Why do you say that?
If you go back to like the era of like Lenny Bruce and them, comedians would go to jail for the stuff they said on stage. Comedy's always been counterculture, like stand up.
Pushes that boundary. It definitely pushes that boundary.
Stand up has never really been in the mainstream. It's like people think it's mainstream, but it's never really been in that mainstream space where you're like, you know, just always accepted. It's always been considered derogatory. People getting arrested and having to fight for freedom of speech laws because things were considered just like, I forgot the laws, but like the way the word was like offensive. The way they said it was like, well, this is too offensive. So it was one of those situations of comedy's never really been a safe space like that I can think of, unless you had like those clean comedians, which
I think comedy is one of those things that you have to be able to express the truth you have to be able to make a point without drawing blood. It's humor is an aspect of a sword and shield. You use it in a way to protect yourself outside of outside being a comedian, should I say, just using humor as a sword and shield, be able to make a point once again and be able to hold yourself accountable, well, not yourself accountable, but as a shield to not reflect your true opinions or to even make your true opinions, but also as a sword to attack, to make a point. And I think at the current moment, comedy has changed a lot because a lot of people tiptoe around subjects and don't want to be canceled in a certain type of way.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And so I think what it is that some comedians at the current moment, there are some comedians right now that we have that are currently new, going in a different direction and trying to make sure that they don't offend nobody. But then you have some other comedians that don't care about offending anybody. And so that's where you have to draw. That's where that blurry line where you can offend somebody but still be funny, or you're just offending somebody just to be offensive. But the thing is, you have to be consistent. And what I mean by this is there are certain comedians that actually make their living off of making very, very harsh jokes, and people will laugh at them. But it depends on what people think is funny also. Like I do sometimes believe that you can't control what you laugh at sometimes, just depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
But you have to also be considerate of what your crowd is as well when you're laughing at that certain joke as well too, because someone's gonna find some kind of joke offensive no matter what kind of joke it is.
Yeah.
Because the minute that joke gets close to home, you're like, you can't make that joke.
Yeah, you need to calm down.
Right. And so I think, and just to make a very severe example of this is, you cannot make a rape joke and get away with it. Yes, that's just one of the things you just can't do.
Yes, you can.
I've heard.
But that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. If you're legit a good comedian, or you have centered yourself around making rape jokes, people that listen to you will say, "Oh, he always made that joke before. He just isn't new for him." If you're somebody that's never done it before and you do it, you get in trouble for it.
That's the thing is, I will say it always depends on context. You don't have to be like the rape joke comedian to make rape jokes. You just have to have the context wise. I was thinking like I've listened to maybe like 2 PC comedians recently, and I'm like they were all right, but they weren't really like, they didn't have an edge to them, and I haven't seen anything they posted in a good minute. But which I'm gonna jump into like one of these subjects deeper on the next after the break. But before that though, it was like Bill Burr, Andrew Schultz.
I gotta watch more of his stuff.
Bill Burr, yeah.
Like Andrew Schultz is a Jewish dude who can make jokes about black people with black people in the room and not really have to worry about how you gonna retake it. He doesn't really care. And that's the thing. There's a lot of Like Damon Wayans made a joke about Obama that people weren't too fond of, and they ran some articles about him. He made comments about Bill Cosby. I feel like a lot of comedians talk about their true feelings, but they kind of do it with jest to make it digestible.
Yeah.
Bill Burr, not Bill Burr. What's the dude on HBO? I can't think of his name right now. But there's one dude on HBO. He has a TV show, and they're always trying to cancel him, saying he's racist or something.
Bill Hader.
He's on SNL. No, he's on SNL.
Yeah,
no,
Bill
he's not
Hader.
on SNL.
Oh, wait.
He has an actual show on HBO.
He's on the
No,
Daily Show.
he has an
Not
actual
the
show.
Daily Show.
Is that one where
he's one of the newscaster guys?
No, I'm talking about he's an older guy. He's older.
older. Okay, my bad.
Like,
okay.
I want to say Bill Murray or something like that. Bill Murray or something. But
no.
They always he's an older Jewish guy. I want to say Jewish. I believe he's Jewish, but
I think it is Bill Murray. I think
and they always they constantly try to cancel this guy. I'm like, every time I'm like, are y'all trying to cancel him? I go listen to it. I'm like, but he says things that people who are kind of left leaning, like far left leaning, don't like. And then when he says it, they get highly upset about it. And it's just like he walks you through the logic, and it's like some of the stuff is like, well, it's some of the stuff is indisputable facts, and then people get angry about it, and it's just like, I don't know what to tell y'all.
I mean, I'm one of those that don't get easily offended. Like if it's delivered in a way that's like you said, digestible, and it's funny. It's funny, and I can laugh at myself. I've been bullied a good portion of my childhood. Like I could take jokes, bro. Like it's not that serious to me.
Right.
But I know. You said what? What? Damn it! I keep missing the shit you be talking about. No, but like I know there's a fine line with certain things. I know. I don't know, man. I think comedy is comedy, and I appreciate dark humor too. Like I appreciate good, dry, sarcastic humor. Like there's a spectrum. There's something to take from a lot of comedians that are out there that are popular, and some that are coming up. I think Dave Chappelle definitely, to take it back to him, I think Dave Chappelle definitely holds that. He's always been about, not always, but he's always talking about race. That's always been his thing. And I know he deals a bit with the political jokes as well. Like he'll involve things happening around the world, or some of some shit people don't like, PC type stuff. Like I don't know. It's just he's always kind of maneuvered in a way where it's kind of like an outlaw in comedy to me. And I feel like the popularity he's had, the clout, the notoriety has definitely given him a shield a bit. Sort of like how you spoke on King earlier about the sword and the shield dynamic. I feel like he doesn't need the shield. He just comes in with the sword. Like I think he's got that kind of popularity right now.
I'm saying it.
I will before we go to the break, I'll end on this part though. That's the thing. I don't think any comedian that we've seen in headlines has actually lost ticket sales over anything they've said. It's that's the thing, is they're not losing ticket sales. Like people are going to buy, people who like comedy are going to buy the tickets. And I think it was Gary Owens or Bill Burr who said most of the people he sees on Twitter talking about him, he would never see at his shows. And Dave Chappelle somewhat talked about that in the stand-up. They don't find it to be real. It's like, yo, we're not getting canceled. So like, what's that dude's name? Daniel Tosh.
Oh,
Daniel Tosh.
Yeah, Daniel Tosh.
He was one of those very offensive comedians.
Yeah.
And I think he still is. And no one.
Yes.
Like he made rape jokes. And he's one of the ones.
Yeah.
That no one
still watch. That's one of the ones he does it because everyone knows he's going to make one sooner or later.
And it didn't mess up his money.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a discussion here. I think there's I'm not going to say this era is sensitive, but I do believe that some of the people that are offended, like you said before, I don't think they really appreciate humor like that, or they don't like
stand up. I'll say stand up. Yeah.
I don't know. So do y'all want to keep going with it? We got to do a quick break. Y'all want to keep jump back into it? Okay, cool. All right then. All right, y'all. Just stay tuned real quick. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Where's the tunes at?
Booger sugar.
Oh God. yes, welcome back. This is Media Marauders. We did a quick commercial break. You can see my friends here. They're here with me as well. Still, no James, as you can see, he still left us.
He doesn't love you.
But yeah, he doesn't love us. Doesn't love us. Don't make it just so at me. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's his best. We got his best friend here.
No, his best friend is right there.
I know. So
his best friend right there.
I mean,
so you see, he just answered my original statement. He just backed it up.
Man. Anyways,
he has been getting funnier, so I've been teaching him.
All right, you've been writing for him. That's what it is. You ghostwriting and shit. Stupid. He about to hate us.
Send that joke.
He don't watch this. James don't watch this. Anyways.
They don't watch this.
We're back, man. We're back. We're still on the subject. We're still on the topic with Dave Chappelle.
Co-hosts don't watch the shows.
Yeah, I know y'all don't watch it either. I mean, Thomas has to watch it, but I have to watch it too.
I watch the shows. Even I know not watch it.
Look at that. Look at that. See, he has little faith. Yeah,
sometimes I gotta call out people just to see where you at. What's going on?
All right,
how you doing? What's happening?
Like that booger shit.
All right, man. No. Let's get back in. All right, so we're discussing Dave Chappelle in the close of the sixth and final Netflix special from Dave Chappelle, and we're continuing on with the subject. And I guess, Mr. Thomas, you had something you wanted to bring back up. You said you wanted to bring it back with the next video. Do you remember?
Yes.
All right, let's get back in it.
Don't know how to put this, but I believe part of the situation is it's racial, plain and simple. It's
really,
yeah, because I believe, how do I put this? Because he doesn't speak for all Black people, but I feel like a lot of Black people feel the same way Dave Chappelle feels, and people aren't really willing to have that conversation.
So he are you saying he kind of made himself the martyr for that topic? No,
I think he's talking about how he feels, and I believe a lot more people feel that way, especially in the Black community.
Are you saying, all right, let's extrapolate a little bit. Are you saying that, or are you saying from Dave Chappelle's perspective and some of the people that do agree with it, are you saying that he just doesn't agree with the movement, or not the movement, but the lifestyle?
No, I'm talking about everything he said over the concept of it. Like, because I do feel like there's a good amount of Black people who don't really dislike like the LGBTQ or the trans community. They just don't like the fact that they feel like, oh, you can talk about a Black person, or a Black person can do this, and no one will respond to it. Yeah. And then when it comes to y'all can't be talked about. Like when he made that statement about the baby situation, you didn't get the full context of baby shooting someone, but yeah, I remember I've seen a lot of baby videos of him knocking people out, all that, and mostly they were asking for it, and they just a long line of people asking for it, and he gave them what they were asking for. Yeah, and it didn't stop a record sale. You a rapper, and you shooting hot ones at someone, doesn't really stop a record sale. There's a dude who made a song about running from the police while he was running from the police, and it did gangbusters. So,
oh god,
yeah, it's. But then, like, he made that comment that he made, and then they canceled him, and then a lot of Black people, I remember seeing the comments, weren't too fond of the baby getting canceled, like how they did, like getting taken off of like concert venues and stuff like that.
Yeah, certain radio stations not playing his music.
Yeah. And so I feel like, Dave Chappelle watched it, felt like probably how a good amount of people I've seen posted felt on it, and he talked on it, which a lot of people feel that way. They just don't really talk loud about it either. So
I can understand that. I can understand that. And like I said, even in his stand-up, he was saying that he wasn't attacking nobody, but the issue that constantly remains is a racial issue in America. Yeah, and at a point in time. So I understood. I understood the concept of was saying the fact that he wasn't coming off as trying to be ignorant about other people's issues and what they go through. But when you're comparing certain, in the aspect of what happens is you compare your struggle to someone else's struggle, and then just to put it bluntly, like you said, Mr. Random, the African American struggle is always belittled compared to other struggles that are going on at the current moment. And just to put it blatantly, it's kind of like just to put it blatantly and put a fact out there. The Asian community got a whole bill passed about their I'm sorry, I shouldn't say bill. There was some kind of law passed for Asians not to be treated properly. But here we are.
I think it was
African Americans are still asking for the same thing. But the issue with that, I guess the subject matter for that was how quick they got it compared to how we got it, how quickly we should have gotten it.
Yeah, so, isn't it? Didn't they just passed that whole George Floyd bill, right, or something along the lines? Or are they still in discussions about it? And I don't know. Michael K. Williams, rest in peace. He was trying to make work on something with police reform almost in New York.
It was the anti-Asian discrimination laws, which, as the United States has proven, anti-discrimination laws do not seem to work. Like for anybody, they're like, we're gonna make some ones for like the Asian community. So y'all stop hitting the Asian community, and then black people were like, yeah, y'all tried that before with the rest of the anti-discrimination laws.
Oh man,
because it's hard. They're the hardest laws to prove. They make these laws that are the hardest ones to prove in the United States. But I read something on Twitter once again. I read a comment that I couldn't help but kind of squint my eyes, like, huh. It said, Dave Chappelle was making jokes about black people and crackheads and black people, and nobody got up in arms about that. No one. He was saying things about about black people, joking on them too, or joking on them, like to the point where people could take offense. People probably had family members that are crackheads, or they were recovering someone that did crack. You know what I mean? So there is definitely something, a certain perspective or optic that's being played here. And I don't know, I'm not gonna say it's fully racist, but it's showing. Well, that's what I was thinking more for like the black community. They have a lot of issues that we see, that we look at. We're like, so making these type of jokes are okay. But then I don't know, because that's I think that's why it gets complicated, because we don't ever really have those conversations, because you'll see people posted in, like, you'll see someone bring that conversation up, you'll see someone else bring up another conversation saying like, well, if we even discuss that, that's trying to say that we're not really like the
empathetic
not really
empathetic to other struggles, other people's struggles.
Which my thing is to all of that though is like, if you look at how other countries are doing it, they're having those discussions, and that's how they're getting these laws passed, because everyone's on board together. Like even down to their racism laws, they're like, yo, we've had these discussions. We agree with the black people are the minorities at that, and we decided we're going to move forward with this. In the United States, we're just kind of like, you going to respect me, and there's a law for it. And it's like,
we're the land of the free,
and
I can say what I want.
And people, because we never have the discussions, people keep with these same feelings on the inside, and then something happens, and then they jump. The right person says the wrong thing, and then everyone starts following that person. So,
yeah, because it's tough. It's tough because, like you said, a lot of people just don't have that communication and want to converse about it, debate about it respectfully, without attacking the person without attacking the person. So a lot of issues that people have, they don't want to attack the issue; they want to attack the person having that conversation. So it's a little tough, but. In aspects of comedy, like we were talking about earlier, to bring it back to Dave Chappelle, he just has a very very interesting way of navigating through those landmines and being able to get to a point where it still makes it hilariously funny. And don't get me wrong with the aspects of him blurting out little comments here and there. It's like his ad libs are pretty good too in there. He's making jokes and the recalls and things of that nature. Yeah, to laugh sometimes. And I think what makes it easier is the fact that the job of a comedian is to bring out society's ugliness and make it funny to a point to where you can say, you know what, he's not wrong, but it's funny the way they're doing it.
It's just to make people laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, it is. But I think certain comedians are able to make us laugh by telling us the truth. And so by telling us the truth, making us laugh, we have to look at each other ourselves and say, are we wrong, or what are we doing right or wrong? At the same time. But that's what I've always looked at comedy though. I always looked at comedy having the ability to let me know. A prime example is like D.L. Hughley. he's changed a lot from he's changed a lot from his subject matter when he was just pointing niggas out in the crowd saying, oh, look at you look so ugly, look at your buck teeth, look at your hair, look at your color,
go in for like a good 5 minutes.
Right. But now he's refined himself into a government goldmine of knowledge, and how to turn that knowledge of economy, government, institutional government perspectives and things of that nature, to where he delivers those jokes pretty fluently now, even with the GED. And that's part of his skill. He always says he only has a GED, so he can't be too smart. But the way he delivers his comedy as well, an aspect of him being knowledgeable and how to deliver that comedy as well on that specific platform. So I think all comedy has to give you an essence. Enough said, yeah. Whenever I keep that way, it is. All comedy should be able to give you the essence of, I'm giving you the truth in a way that you'll digest it, or at least make you think about it.
I think they have to give you their truth more so than the truth.
I can understand that. Yeah. Okay, I can understand that.
Because some of them say some stuff is wild, and you're just like,
yeah.
Well, you believe that though, but they believe that.
Right, I get you. I can take an amendment. So yeah, we can shared experiences shared with us from their perspective. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and I know, and what we could end it exactly how Dave Chappelle ended it for the stand up. He said all of that. He said everything, and then to finish it with, "This is gonna be the last time I ever speak about it again." Because I think it was literally to get all of it off his chest. He wanted to get it all out there, put it all in the ether. You guys could take it, leave it. You can hate me, fine, but you will get my perspective in this right now if you're willing to listen.
Right.
And so I like that whole idea. I like how he delivered that last portion, because it shows, all right, I see that I'm hurting people's feelings. I hear the voices that are looking at me and see me as a bigot or a hateful person towards a particular group of people. So I will do everything I gotta say to get my frustration out and get my jokes off and make my money from it. Right. But respectfully, I'm done talking about it. Boom. Yeah. And I really enjoyed, he handled it so well. It was well done. I don't have any big words for that. It's just
the word you're looking for is eloquent.
Yeah, it was very eloquent and poignant. Like I use that word. I use that word quite a few times on here. But no, it settled it for me. I was like, okay, he got it off. He got everything off. That's it. That's exactly how I see myself doing something similar. Like, oh, you guys are feeling some type of way? Well, let me talk about it first. And then, all right, you guys have a good day. No more for me. Boom. That's it. Some people could probably take that as him being petty, or okay, you just got to say a bunch of shit and we're supposed to just take it. No, take it however you feel, and then I'm done. Yeah. Me personally. How'd y'all feel the way? How y'all like? I mean, how did y'all feel about the ending, or did you feel like it was a good stand-up period?
Yeah, I felt it was a good stand-up. Yeah, good stand-up.
I feel like he's holding back. I'm waiting for it.
Well, I do think there needs to be more discussion on the topics, but I don't think we're ever going to reach that place where people are really going to be willing to discuss it, because we live in a country where people don't like really talking to each other. They like talking at each other. So
I get it. And I think oh, my bad. You done, Mr. Random?
Oh yeah.
I got you. I mean, so I think the comedy was well deserved and well orchestrated. At the end of the day, it was funny. It was, and I felt like a lot of the jokes he made were needed. So, like you said, at the end of the day, he put his information. He put it all on the table, like you said. He said, "We're gonna pick this up. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna pick this subject up, put it down, leave it there. Y'all can take what you want from this discussion. At the end of the day, I'm letting you know how I feel about these things. And if I don't bring it, I'm never gonna bring it up again. You can bring it up, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore." And so the whole platter he left for you, and being able to eat with him at the same time and listen to what he's saying and digesting it in a entire way. He let you digest however you want to digest it. He's just putting the facts on the table. I'm sorry, as Mr. Randall was saying earlier, he'll give his perspective of his truth, and you can digest how you want to digest at the end of the day. We're just like we're doing now. His whole purpose of that, my personal opinion, was let people let us have this same conversation we're having now, whether it be in a small group or large group, and say, look, this is what I got from his show. Then, and someone's going to come back behind and go, That's not what I got from his part. That's what I got from his show. It's always going to be POV. It's going to be point of views for everything that he does. But like I said, like you said, Maximo, he put on the table, picked it up, jiggled it around, played with it, whatever, put it back down, and said, "I'll never touch that again. You do what you need to do with that."
Yeah,
right. So I loved it. It was good. I like this whole Netflix stand-up catalog that he had going, and calling it The Closer, I thought was a very good title to it. What's the word I'm thinking? Allegory. Oh, yeah.
So I like these $5 words.
You know?
I will say this stand-up wasn't better than the first two. I think it was. I think it was Bird Theory.
I don't want to compare his.
I can't help it. I was really waiting certain points. Like, all right, where we at? The Clifford joke is when okay. So he started off with the first 10 minutes. I was like, all right, bro. So what's up? Where the laughs at? Like I was smiling and like, oh, okay, chuckling a little bit. But then after the first 10, I was like, ah, yeah, we got something in. We got something.
You get you with the, you gotta. It's the train, it's going up like a roller.
Yeah, it's slowly going.
It's how it's going.
And then go a little bit, and then oh yeah, we down there now.
Yeah,
he did good. Shout out to Dave Chappelle, his team, all that. I think he has the same one of the comic writers that he's been with since Dave Chappelle show. I forgot the dude's name, but he actually had something going on.
It's I know you're talking about, but the guy that really stands out to me,
Neil Brennan.
I think it is him.
I'm sorry,
one of the writers.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of who produces who produced it outside Netflix. That guy, I can't think of his first name, but Lathan TV. He's been around for a very very long time, doing all these shows for comedians and putting their shows together for digital purposes. So good. I thought it was pretty dope on that when I saw that. That was good.
Well, shout out to the whole team, man. Like whoever's behind them is they got it. They're a good team.
There's a lot of people that we don't know the names of. But that's the thing. Any of the good comedians have a good team around them.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Big ones.
Yeah, I see like music, man. Like when you make music, the producers, the sound, everything. Everyone's a part of it. The writers, the lyrics, all. I mean, I know there's a lot goes on behind the scenes. It's not just one person always. Like I know Kevin Hart stays with people.
When you get into the creative field, usually if you see anyone making it, there's a full team of people there. It's because no one really moves far alone in the music or in the creative industry or in any industry pretty much. But
yeah, I can agree with that. Okay.
That's true. But all right, yeah, like I said, shout out to them, man. Congrats on the sixth. I don't think it's going to be his final because I think he said even in the stand-up, he was saying that it's going to be his final for a good minute. So he most likely will come back. I don't know under Netflix, but he's still going to.
Amazon they got the comedy. Amazon better start bidding.
Amazon's got a very good library of stand-up shows.
Really? I gotta check their catalog.
They got a good library of stand-up on there.
They went out and bought some too. I think Hulu might have some, but I think those three are the only places they're out there buying stand-up besides.
You'll see the stand-ups.
Then you got Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Network.
I'm surprised HBO Max doesn't have more. If they do.
They might have some. I think
they have some. They have because Marlon Wayans is on there.
Yep.
I should check that out.
I just don't think they have a slew of them like I said earlier. Amazon and Netflix do.
Yeah, I think
because I still go back and watch some of them off of Amazon just for the kicks. Some of them are on there.
Good. So. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, that was a good discussion. I thought it was definitely like about maybe a 30-minute discussion, maybe.
Yeah, about 45.
40, yeah. But all right, y'all want to step into a new topic, or are what we doing?
What?
Do you see these snows? I don't want to go down that route. All right.
That's why I go up that route. That's why I go up.
I'm gonna say
okay.
So I don't know if any of y'all will. Max, you're a young buck, not like King and myself. So yeah.
Excuse me. You guys are older than me by like 2 or 3 years. All right. Maybe.
You see this Gen Zer over here?
I got grays in my beard, damn it.
Do you?
Just gotta look at
it. He be in the house dyeing his beard gray.
Look at that light. Look at that light.
Fit in. Gray dye to fit in.
Look at that just for men over there.
Anyways, other than ageism being a problem here, what's going on?
What you call me? But G4 is making a comeback with some of the good shows, like Ninja
G4,
Warriors.
are we talking about Verizon in the bars?
No, G4.
Oh, that's 4G.
See, that's an old man joke right there. I get you. Slap my knee on that one,
All right.
But,
continue, please.
Yeah, so G4 is making a return, November 16th. I've been watching it for a year as they've been like stacking up new hosts, some of the old hosts and stuff like that. And it's looking pretty good. It's supposedly going to be a hybrid setup, which is going to be interesting. They're going to be using Twitch for 24-hour streaming. They're going to have a partner with Twitch, and they're also going to be doing a normal TV channel, which is going to be 24 hours. You have the normal shows like Attack of the Show, X-Play. Wow. Like they're the original of I want to say, well, one of the originals, because if you want to go original, we can go Nick Arcade. But they're one of the originals of. You look at you. You're too young. You're too young.
Did I tell myself just now?
Yeah, he's like, let's Nick Arcade. Oh boy.
Oh God.
So they're like the OGs of video content for video games. Like back when there used to just be the magazine, there was G4 TV, which I think it became Spike. No,
became one of them. I think it became Spike.
Might became Spike, and then I think it became something else. Whatever Spike became.
I thought it was Esquire that they turned into.
Yeah, the channel turned multiple times.
Yeah. G4, Spike, then Esquire. I think it might be right.
I think it's Paramount now.
I think it's Paramount
now. I think so.
But
a lot of changes.
So tell us more about G4. What is their focus?
Oh, it's all games besides Ninja Warrior, the original Ninja Warrior, not the American version.
Yeah.
And that's where it got popular, which is surprising that it is now on like ABC or something. So they got that. They got Adam Sessler back, which is like one of the OG hosts from G4.
Yeah, I know the female that was in the X-Men movie. I think she played as Psylocke in one of the X-Men movies.
I think
she came from G4.
No, that's not Morgan Webb. That is Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. Yeah. Yep. She played Psylocke in that
X-Men. They launched some careers on that channel. And she was just kind of like a host up there for like one of their like variety shows and then all that. So it's looking like it's gonna be pretty good. Like they're using the YouTube pages still. So like I guess they're gonna like air reviews like first on YouTube. So like if you want to watch, it's gonna be like on YouTube, but then they're gonna also have them on their actual channel as it's going. So if you don't want to sit there and watch YouTube, you could just turn on G4, have it in the background, and it'll just cycle through like everything. So I'm like, the way I work, it's probably gonna be a constant for me. Throw it on the background while I'm doing something and keep up whatever's going on in the industry and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember G4 having I remember it just. I guess I got into it the tail end before it got canceled. So I want to say around 2009-ish, 9 or 10-ish, I think it was, or maybe a little earlier than that. I remember watching it during the summertime, and I was just going in and watching it. I don't know when it got canceled.
Summertime because he was a whippersnapper.
I was unemployed at the time.
Probably drinking milk.
I was struggling to look for a job.
There in band camp.
I couldn't make rent at the time when I was living away. Yeah, but I know G4 really had a staple within the gaming community, and they definitely delved in a lot of the how the game, like talking to certain studios, certain popular games at the time. So yeah, they were one of the start. Like other than the IGN, I know G4 had a place.
Right.
The only thing I'm wondering is because there was, I don't know what happened with it. I just recently heard about it shutting down, but Ven TV was trying to do the same thing G4 did, but just strictly esports and video games.
Ven TV?
I think it's one of the things I was following on Twitter and whatnot. I didn't know it wasn't streaming anymore. Like I was like, following my podcast, like, yeah, like hopefully it's not like Ven TV. I'm like, wait, Ven TV shut down? I was like, well, I guess they weren't doing that great. But
I want to understand, like, okay, G4 has been gone for a while. I don't know when they got canceled. I don't know how long it's been.
Well, they shifted focus. It was because they sold to some other, like they sold to, I think, Viacom. And when it was Viacom,
of course,
remember
Viacom.
Like, they had Code Breakers, Code Junkies. What was the one with the dude? I can't remember the name. It was like dude, like there's one episode had a guy in a bear costume or something like that. Like it was like 3 dudes and they're all comedians, bro. They all pretty much are breakouts from it. But it's not
This is
Slacker.
G4 still?
It was G4 when it came on, but it was there for a long time afterwards.
I know that
it's
one.
not gonna come back to me, but
I'm trying to see what I'm trying to understand. I mean,
hold on.
And this is not shade. I'm just trying, like, where is their fit? Is it because it's G4? Like, are people excited because of the name or what they have to bring to the table?
They're excited because of the name and because they had to bring a table, but a lot of it was due to a lot of people think it came out before its time because gaming wasn't at the height it is now. That's where you have like League of Legends tournaments on TNT and stuff like that. You know, so like that's why they're like everyone's like, oh, you know, they're happy that it's back on that's coming back. You know, they got like Austin Creed from WWE. He's going to be a host on it. Which
I don't know nothing about wrestling, but I'm sure a lot of people are very excited for that.
Oh yeah, Kofi Kingston and I would say Kofi Kingston and Big E.
Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, they are doing like some work in the WWE.
Yeah, they're big. Yeah, they're big. They're big gamers. Them and Big E, him and other guy.
Yeah, they're the New Day, and they all 3 of them appeared in Gears of War.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
And they also have their own because they have Up Down Down, which is like WWE's wrestling video game like YouTube page, and Workaholics. That's what it was. Workaholics was on G4. That's when they were shifting more from the games to more scripted.
I heard they're hilarious. I heard that show's hilarious.
Yeah, so they've had that's when it was shifting away from the video game to Ninja Warriors and all that stuff like that. Yeah,
they actually had TV shows. I remember. Yeah. I know Ninja Warrior was one of them, but I do remember faintly that there was actual other sitcoms, or not sitcoms, but other TV shows.
Yeah, that's the thing, because that's kind of was the shift, and when they shifted enough, that's when they did the rebranding, and then G4 was gone and it became just another like normal TV show. So,
well, I'm glad they're coming back. Then I mean, I like I said, the telling of it is where I really got into it, because anything video game, I was always ready to be. I was right at the TVs looking. But all right, shout out to G4, man. And is there anything else that they're doing with that? They're doing like, when's it releasing? When are they starting?
November 16th.
And then you can watch it on Twitch and YouTube. They're gonna have a YouTube channel for it.
They're gonna have a YouTube channel with videos. Twitch is gonna be 24-hour streaming, and they're also getting
streaming
because they're going to linear. They're doing linear television, so it's gonna be like you watch it at this time, and we'll have a certain show up. And I believe they're also gonna have an actual TV channel on cable.
Jeez, yeah, I was just about to ask if they could actually have a cable slot, a channel for them. Well, that's nice, man. I got nothing bad to say about it. I'm looking forward to that. I'm ready to judge all the time.
I'm ready to judge.
I'm glad G4 is coming back. Honestly, I really am. I hope they have a better. People are just so fickle sometimes. So people will be all hype 1 minute and then oh, that's happening. Oh, that's why. You know what I mean?
I think it's going to be good. It's going to give some of the other gaming publications a run for their money.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you there, Mr. Thomas. Appreciate that tidbit. Do we have anything else, or do you think we should end it?
Not for me.
All right. Thank you. Always ready. I'm always on the edge of my seat whenever you talk, Mr. Thomas. Thank you.
What the hell was I gonna
say? I was ready for something, David. But all right, man. I feel like only 2 topics today, but I think we definitely delved in a lot with what's been going on currently, man. I know G4 has always had a stable, and I know Dave Chappelle is always going to be someone that's going to be within the spectrum of media for the rest of his life. So I'm looking forward to any other work from him, especially. So,
we got to do visit a town in Ohio that he owns or about to own. I don't know
what. Oh no, you lying?
Am I?
All right, man. I'm not doing this, David. I'm not doing this. But all right, man. I guess on that note, man, we're good. Don't forget we have a lot of social media platforms, so you can just check. Well, not a lot, but we have like 3 social media platforms that we
The big 3.
The
big 3.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can check us out under Media Marauders. Once again, man, this is Max, Mr. Thomas, and Mr. Bruno, man. Gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys coming back, being consistent. I do really appreciate that. And James, we'll see you in the next one too. So on that note, click like and subscribe. Don't forget that bell on the side of all Media Marauders content. You can watch us everywhere. I just mentioned our social media platforms. So y'all be safe. Y'all take it easy, and we'll check you in the next one. Peace. Good.
Oh, quick thing. Are you still gonna create that TikTok where you just use baby oil on yourself?